Good morning. A little bit of a hard time getting started today. Hi. It's Sunday, big magic day. And let's see. Hi, how are you? I have had a one of those mornings where I'm just walking in circles. Good morning. Good morning. So, I'm going to do an oil scope, but I'm going to do it like, darn it. Hold on, watch out for my big finger. Not a finger. Hold on. There, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. Happy birthday to you the other day. Let's see. So, I have a lot going on. Thanks. Isn't it cute? We repainted it and did all the stuff. We've got a, that's our redneck air conditioner setup. Don't look at that part. I love this camper, though. It's a shabby little thing, but I just love it. I like stuff from the 50s. I may have a parallel life there or something. But anyway, so I talked to you guys yesterday about, some different ways to work with energy and stuff like that. I'm very proud of those cabinets because I did those myself. Repainted them. And then the curtains that you guys see, my friend Susie Price made us curtains for the whole thing. She handmade them. It was so sweet of her. So that's nice. Every time I see the curtains, I get to think about them. They used to live next door to us in Keensburg. But there's all this energy going on from the stuff I told you guys that got triggered in me with the Jody England recording from Thursday and my efforts to manifest a way into magic school, which is, stretching me just beyond capacity, because never in my life have I tried to manifest money for something completely unjustifiable. Thanks. Thank you. My head is a little scattered. I woke up with a crushing migraine, and you know what that's like. So I've still got that, a little bit of that going on. So, but I feel like, I had this image in my head on the drive home from Atlanta last night and I hear more than I see. Like I know, like my intuition comes in a knowing and a hearing. Yes, but that's a struggle. That's new for me. So, I heard like this, and I kind of saw this hallway of doors. Yeah, so I hear it, and I just kind of know it, and sometimes there's an image that will flash in my head, and sometimes not. And it's taken me a long time to even own that publicly, or at all. It took me a long time to own that process privately, and a very long time to own it publicly. But anyway, it does happen, and it's usually correct. So last night, I was driving home from the girls, and I had this image of a long hallway with doors, like a hotel hallway kind of, but not like that, like an old Victorian house. Somehow some of them had like hallways with several bedroom doors on the same hallway. And I heard this sound like locks turning, like keys turning in locks, like pow, 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 all the way down the hallway. And that's a huge sign for me. So I feel like some really old stuff is shifting. And my point in saying that is I do think that a lot of this is triggered, the path has been opened by this finance oil, because this is all related to giving and receiving. And then the forgiveness is what I've been using with it, also related to giving and receiving. So it's been coming up like people who I thought owed me an apology, or people think I owe an apology to. And it's been an intense time since I started using these two together with the intention of, okay, you know what? This manifesting thing shouldn't be this damn hard. It shouldn't be this complicated, which lets me know that it's in me somewhere. And then something that she said last week just triggered like the tool of how to get to it. So I want to talk to you about those two oils, but I'm just not in the headspace to do it. So I will do it probably Tuesday or Wednesday. So you'll get an oil scope. It'll be about forgiveness and finance, But it ain't happening today because I just can't do it. I just don't want to. I wouldn't be giving you my full attention today on the oils, and I don't like to half-ass my time with you. I really don't. So let's just talk about Big Magic, and then let's do, I've got the little thing in the title today, so let's do some of that. But let's get at least one chapter of Big Magic done. I feel like I'm doing the extra today because my intuition feels really strong today. So we'll see. Okay, so last time we talked about how her process of writing the book, The Signature of All Things, which again I really recommend. It's a great book. It's just fiction. Buddy, don't knock my tripod over. I really would like to move him indoors, but he's got mites. And we're still working on that. So that whole process worked from her following her intuitions, her little hints, her little, clues. Sweetie, oh my goodness. I might have a runner-up for the naughtiest cat in the world. So the next chapter is, that's interesting. Good morning, guys. The creators who most inspire me are not necessarily the most passionate, but the most curious. Curiosity is key to a successful life, I think. Curiosity is what keeps you working steadily while hotter emotions may come and go. I like that Joyce Carol Oates writes a new novel every 3 minutes and on such a wide range of subjects because so many things seem to fascinate her. I like that James Franco takes whatever acting job he wants. Serious drama 1 minute, campy comedy the next, which reminds me, did you see Pineapple Express? I know. So curious. Pineapple Express is a hilarious movie. If you like kind of stupid comedy, James Franco's in that, and he does a good job of being an idiot. Hi, Tingtail. Oh, it's so funny. It's hilarious. It's stupid hilarious. Let me say that. It's not as stupid as Adam Sandler, who's like too stupid. I can't watch most of his movies. But it's stupid funny. But it does get pretty stupid at the end. Just so you know. Let's see. Oh, well, you'll love it. It's really funny. When Seth Godin, what's his name? Seth. It's not Seth Godin, that's the blogger, but Seth Rogen, and James Franco get together in movies. It's usually pretty hysterical, and it usually always falls apart at the end, and you're just like, oh, come on, guys. You can keep it going another 30 minutes. Hi, Adrian. So anyway, the curiosity, and I do like that about James Franco, too, is you can see him in an enormous variety of movies, which will keep him from getting typecast also. I have to keep one hand on the periscope now because this knucklehead, this knucklehead's in the way. Okay, so here we go. Curiosity. I like that Bruce Springsteen doesn't merely create epic stadium anthems, but also once wrote an entire album based on a John Steinbeck novel. Did you know that? I don't know which album it is. I didn't know that. I like that Picasso messed around with ceramics. I once heard the director Mike Nichols speak about his prolific film career, and he said that he'd always been really interested in his failures. That would be a much more productive method of dealing with failure. I haven't handled failure too well in the past sometimes. I haven't been able to look at it with big failures without triggering a bunch of shame. That's getting better, though. Buddy. Charlize Theron and Uma Thurman. Similar? Yes. Yes. You're right. They do all kinds of stuff. Yeah, you're right. And I think for me, that speaks to a confidence in that they can take care of themselves. Like, they don't have to take movies just because they're scared or they're insecure that they'll never get another offer. To me, it implies some confidence. that they can get other roles. He's been out here by himself all night. Yes, exactly. So no shame, no despair. He is such a sweetheart. I don't know if you can hear Tonka yelling in the background. He's all the way at the front door of the house wanting outside, but we can't let him out. There's too many people out here today. So no shame, no despair. Just a sense that it's all very interesting, whether you label it a success or a failure. Hi, Susan. Like, isn't it funny how sometimes things work and other times they don't? Sometimes I think that the difference between a tormented creative life and a tranquil creative life is nothing more than the difference between the word awful and the word interesting. Come over here. Come over here so you don't knock the scope down. Oh, he's sitting on my aromatherapy books. Did you guys know I was taking an aromatherapy certification class? It's interesting, but time-consuming. So people sometimes do that with the word, yeah, I just started it recently. Exciting and nervous. So sometimes people will say when they're contemplating doing something new that they can't do it because they're scared. But sometimes if you ferret out scared, it's actually excited. There's actually a part of you that's really excited about it. But sometimes if we're not used to excited, it can feel like fear. It can feel like agitation. And we mislabel it sometimes. Yeah, we mislabel that. It's the same thing here. You can label a mistake awful, or you can label it interesting. You can take the approach of the same way you do, yeah, our energy goes up and we don't know how to describe it, and so we describe it as fear or nervousness or anxiety. I think because we're not really used to feeling passionate and excited about things. So the closest we can get is I feel really uncomfortable right now. So that must be a bad thing, rather than getting comfortable with the uncomfortable feelings of happiness. Interesting outcomes are just awful outcomes with the volume of drama, turned way down. Did you hear that? Interesting outcomes are just awful outcomes with the volume of drama turned way down. If we turn down the drama in our heads, things can become interesting. If we turn down the shame and the blame and the despair garbage, then we can take an approach of curiosity toward the events in our lives, and we can work toward forgiveness. We can work toward allowing more money in. We can work toward that unconditional acceptance and the unconditional love for ourselves and the choices we've made and our life path thus far. I think a lot of people quit pursuing creative lives because they're scared of the word interesting. My favorite meditation teacher, Pema Chodron, once said that the biggest problem, she sees with people's meditation practice is that they quit just when things start to get interesting. We've talked about that a lot. When you put your feet on this path, things get interesting really quick. And sometimes people give up. And that's like the most critical time not to give up and to keep moving through the chaos, because on the other side of the chaos is order and wonder, I think. Which is to say, they quit as soon as things aren't easy anymore, as soon as it gets painful, boring, or agitating. They quit as soon as they see something in their minds that scares them or hurts them. So they miss the good part, the wild part, the transformative part, the part when you push past the difficulty and enter into some raw, new, unexplored universe within yourself. And maybe it's like that with every important aspect of your life. Whatever it is that you're pursuing, whatever it is that you're seeking, whatever it is you are creating, be careful not to quit too soon. Sometimes when things get super chaotic because you've started a new oil, or you've picked a new core desired feeling, or you've picked a new direction in life, that's just the stuff that's out of alignment with your goal getting kicked up so that you can move through it. So you can transform it and use it for further energy to go toward your goals. And I don't mean go toward your goals as if it's outside of you, that our language is bulky around these topics, but actually to let life reveal itself to you what's already here and now. that we're blind to. We're blind to it. We can't see it. It's all here right now, though. I promise. So, as my friend Pastor Rob Bell warns, Rob Bell is an amazing author who really puts a very positive spin on Christianity. He's a great guy to read. Don't rush, he says, don't rush through the experiences and circumstances that have the most capacity to transform you. So wouldn't that be an interesting way to deal with sudden patches of chaos in our lives? As if we, instead of rushing to get through them really fast and return to status quo, we stopped and we said, what can I learn here? What did I just reach for that's kicking up a lot of chaos? And how can I expand and allow its existence and witness it? To me, there's a lot of witnessing involved. A witnessing of old pain or a witnessing of outdated belief systems and viewpoints. So when things are going wacko, when our relationships or our jobs, what if we did that? What if we said, oh, I must be growing right now. So let me take full advantage of this. Let me see how I'm being reflected in this current chaos. Let me take a moment and just breathe into this conflict. Oh no, that's horrible. We've been talking for a while. My nose is itching because of this. The waving nose itcher. And he's very fascinated. Yes, we do. We're taught to choose addictions over dealing with our pain. We're taught to choose the fastest, easy way out. Oh, why is that? That feels very unfair to me. We were just talking about how in times of chaos that we need to allow the space for our experience. Yes, like birth. Birth is painful. I don't think there's anything wrong with pain except the stories we wrap around it. Bummer. That's a bummer. So, really like that quote a lot. Don't rush through the experiments. Don't rush through the experiences and circumstances that have the most capacity to transform you. Don't let go of your courage the moment things stop being easy or rewarding. Because that moment, that's the moment. They are experiments, yes. We're trying and failing and fine-tuning and adjusting, and there must be something for you or maybe you didn't need to hear the beginning, or maybe there's something really cool for you in the beginning. Who knows? The moment of the highest chaos. Yeah, that's a good one. The moment of the highest chaos is probably the moment of you peaking out. Have you had that experience? Like you're reaching toward a goal, you're trying to achieve something, and things just get tighter and the pressure just gets harder, and you just start to feel like you're losing your mind, and you have an emotional meltdown, or you just have that thing, and you just peak out, and then you wake up the next day and you're like, I'm different. Some people are not aware that they're different, that they've gone through a peaking out experience, but all of you would be, because you're all that kind of people. So we have about, the transition, and, for people who've given birth, the transition phase is the worst. Morgan was a C-section, so I don't know if I experienced that exactly. I don't have anything to compare it to. But I know that transitions in my life are horrible. And I have in the past tended to let that drag me down into depression and hopelessness. And I don't stop moving, but I feel horrible while I'm moving. And so lately, I would say in the last year and a half or 2 years maybe, I've treated that more as a training ground. I kind of think of it as a test. Yeah, just letting it flow without labeling it. Our labeling gets us in trouble. Our wanting to categorize and put our experiences into little boxes of experience A and experience B and experience C, when it's really that bowl of spaghetti thing that we've talked about before. Whoops. Uh-oh. Baby? he came out and baby chased him up a tree. He's up that tree. Buck and baby. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Had a little, speaking of drama and chaos. Shit. Ting stepped out the door and one of the little neighbor dogs just chased him up a tree. I shouldn't have had the door open. Right there where Buck and baby are. They're at the base of it. If you'll just get rid of them, he'll come down. Yeah. Can you lock them up or something? We have, we have these dogs that are ours, but not ours. I didn't see him go out either. Oh, well, he'll be back. He stayed in our woods for 10 days at least, starving to death, so I'm sure he knows where the food and water is and where the sorry sucker is. I'm just going to put SS on. I need a t-shirt that says SS for sorry sucker. Let's do some card readings, okay? Baby, you're horrible. It's hilarious. I think it's so funny. I think it all the time. Sorry, sucker. Whoops. Oh, man. Animals and toddlers, right? It does. It fits every situation. I love it. I need a bumper sticker. Thanks. Cat's Closet. Her name, what is her name? Cat Pulavada. Bernice, us too. All our cats started out street cats or they're rehabilitated feral cats. And Ting makes number, I hate to say it out loud, 6. Ting makes number 6. I hate the crazy cat lady term, but I'm wondering if I'm teetering in that territory. Lord have mercy on us. Oh, you have 9? I'm fine. As long as I have less than somebody else. I'm getting close. Yeah, I'm teetering on the edge. Well, I've got a couple she can have. Teetering? My mom's like, shh, you're already in there. Sucker. Oh yeah, Carrie's an animal sucker too. So let's read. I'm just going to pull a card and it's going to fit somebody, if not more than one person in the group today. That's how I like to do it. Because we're all one. Your mom has 8 and she has colonies. Juliana, that's what happened to us. We had a colony we were taking care of and 2 of the little bastards moved in. We had to. We were taking care of everybody in the alley with feeding and winter shelters, and 2 of them moved inside. And then when we moved, we couldn't leave them. Yeah, soul clusters. Goo Goo clusters. Isn't there a candy called Goo Goo clusters or something? Exactly, Juliana. That's what happens. Who needs a card? Who needs a card today? Rock bottom. Ooh. Rock bottom upside down. So whenever you get a card upside down, go ahead and read the reversed first and then read the flip, because sometimes the upright gives you a tool or a fix. And you also make sure that you're reading it the right way. So don't freak out and go, I'm doomed. If you get an upside down card, just read them both. So this is rock bottom. Upside down. Speaking of rock bottom, have you ever eaten at Rock Bottom Brewery? If you have one of those in your town, go eat there. It's delicious. Number 10, Rock Bottom. Oh, this is from, it's so good. Rock Bottom Brewery is delicious. They have the best salads. The Enchanted Map Oracle. So reversed it says, addictions of all kinds. Subtle or obvious. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results will never provide you with what you desire. At this moment, there's nowhere else to go, and you're facing the end of the road. If you fear change, be willing to change. All it takes is the willingness. All it takes is to say, I don't know how to do this. I want to do it. I want to be this. I don't know how. And life will reveal to you the how. Life will bring to you the way of it, the method of it, the person, the place, the tool, the thing that will help you get there. But sometimes you don't always have to. But sometimes you do have to get to where you give up and will do what? Surrender, sucker. Let's make that one. Surrender, sucker. Just surrender. Surrender. Let go. Call in your soul family. Call in your whoever's. Let go. And ask. I want this thing. I want this progress. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do some of the things that Jody England talks about. I can imagine it. You call in your cat family, which, by the way, guys, on the way home yesterday, I saw 4 cats on the side of the road. 3 patch tabbies and an orange. And I was like, why am I seeing all these cats? And so I asked. I don't have the answer yet. But I did ask, like, why am I suddenly noticing all these cats? These cats are around here all the damn time. Anyway, at this moment, there's nowhere else to go. If you fear change, be willing. I cannot stress that word enough, to just be willing. The willingness opens you up to the miracle. The Course in Miracles defines a miracle as a change in perception. If you're willing to have a change in perception, you will have a change in perception. It takes the willingness. They do. They totally do. You know how bums, hobos, oh God, Tanya. Then go the other way, Susan, and just let go of trying to change. Stop trying to change and just let go. Just exist. Sometimes our motivation is actually addiction. Sometimes our motivation is actually self-punishment. Sometimes we can mislabel a grinding pressure on ourselves as motivation. So that kind of motivation is not a bad thing to lose. Let it go. Slow the tempo. Beastie Boys. Surrender your wants to a higher power. Ask for truth and allow humility to be your guiding force from within. You will always get what you need. Low and slow, that is the tempo. I think. I can't remember the lyrics. You're only a victim of your own perceptions. Take heart, because you can't sink any further. The only way to go from here is up, and wondrous things await you. So let's read the upright one. Oh, it even says, surrender and acceptance are the keys to freedom. Surrender and acceptance are the keys to freedom. So as difficult as it may be to accept, it seems you've reached a point where you can go no further in the same manner in which you've been doing things. So who's feeling stuck? Who's feeling stuck on here? Like, is it you, Susan? Are you feeling stuck? Yes, you can use the surrender oil, which I have used plenty. Surrender is a blend Young Living makes. It's a great oil when you're trying to practice letting go. And it smells pretty good. Perhaps you've hit a proverbial brick wall or experienced a deep sense of loss and don't know where to turn. The old way of doing things must be discarded fully in order to move onward and upward, a new direction and a new strategy. The Young Living essential oils, there's a surrender blend. Not taking action, it's your feeling. Do you feel stuck? Not your actions. How do you feel on the inside? Do you feel stuck? The only way out is through surrender, accepting the things the way they are. So not fighting reality. Do a little Byron Katie on yourself. Okay, it might not be you then. Until we fully accept the way things are, we cannot have that shift in perception. Oh, it's you. We can't have the shift in perception until we fully 100% accept the reality of today. What's here right now, what's here in front of you today, has to be accepted and loved. Carrie, also. We don't want to accept it, right? Because we feel like, well, if we accept it, then this is what we're going to have forever. And it's paradoxical because as soon as we truly accept it, it shifts almost every single time. But the universe knows when we have a hidden agenda and we're only half accepting it, or we're saying we're accepting it, but underneath we're like, yeah, but I don't really want this. I don't really accept it. I'm just going to kind of accept it so that I can hopefully shift it. The universe knows when it's half. It has to be 100% acceptance. And it's so hard to do, like, it's really hard to do when you can't see any good in the place where you're stuck. So one of the practices I used to do when I was in a shit job that was driving me insane was I searched and I kept a list of every tiny little positive thing I could find, even if that was I had liked the snacks in the vending machine. No more half-assing. Sometimes the snacks in the vending machine is the only positive thing you can find to focus on. Cool, they've got peanut M&Ms. Score. That's positive. Or maybe you have a coworker that you can find some positive in. Or maybe you can recognize that this situation has some protections in it. Sometimes we won't accept a situation because there's a part of us that's holding on to it like a blankie. There's a part of us that feels scared. And the devil we know is safer than the devil we don't know. Okay. Yeah, sometimes we hang on to financial problems because it's safer that way. We know it. We know how to handle poverty. We don't know how to handle wealth. Wealth is scary to part of us because it's so unfamiliar. The unfamiliar is scary. Being provided for is scary. Being well fed and well financed is scary if you're not used to it. Poverty's familiar. You know how to do it. You can do it in your sleep. You can juggle bills and be poor in your sleep. You know it so well. So the practice for that, yes, you know how to be a feral cat. Bernice, that's awesome. Yeah, get $100 bill if you can. Like, there's some days I couldn't pull $100 out of the bank if I wanted to, it's just not there. But if you can get $100 bill and put it in your purse and sit with the discomfort of it and breathe through it and get the familiarity of having cash that you're not going to spend. I know. It's very uncomfortable. We talked about this the other day where people could do $100, or if they had the capacity to do $500 and really sit with that discomfort. So my mom is sitting on $500 and breathing through the discomfort of that, of having a chunk of money in her purse that's not going to go anywhere. It's super uncomfortable because it's unfamiliar. So the only way to make the unfamiliar familiar is to get familiar with it by sitting in the unfamiliar. Right, but Juliana, if you were totally, confident in your skills, you wouldn't worry about losing it because you'd know you could get more. You want to spend it so bad, so you breathe through the anxiety, you guys. When you're working with money and fears about it, about letting it in or letting it go, you breathe a lot. You imagine a lot. Yeah, rewatch the money one. That was a couple of days ago. You want to spend it. You need to spend it. Bernice has it burning a hole in her pocket too. It was just a couple of days ago. I can't remember. It was this week because it was in the camper. I prefer to scope on the deck, but I've been hanging out with Mr. Team Chabelle. It's on Catch. thecatch.me/Michelle Wolf 11. It'll be there. You know what? I'll see if I can find it. Are you connected to me on Facebook? katch.me. Oh, there it is. Tanya just put it up. katch.me/Michelle Wolf 11. All the previous scopes are there. And I want to say, honestly, I think the title may have Big Magic in it. I think it was a Big Magic book day that we were talking about that. Thank you, Tanya. And that's the website if you need coaching or anything on it. It might have been Thursday. It wasn't long ago. It would be sometime this last week. The few days before this. Thank you, Susan. So, it's a fast way to bring up your stories. Is to sit with the amount of money in your hand, however much you can get that makes you uncomfortable, and to breathe through it and to ask yourself, what needs to happen here? What needs to shift? What I'm doing now for myself is saying, where do I find in my personal energy? There aren't dates? Oh, that's terrible. I didn't know that. I got a cat crying, but I think that's Tonka. Their voices all sound different. I think it's Tonka whining. He'll be fine. Oh, I didn't know that. The problem with these things is I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth ahead of time, so I can't put it in the title. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's garbage. So think on that. Think on becoming familiar with what is so scary and unfamiliar. It's just new. If you've never experienced wealth, or you've experienced it and had the anxiety to trash it and sabotage it, and you've done that a few times, and it's about receiving. Yeah, this one is just a few days ago, so it won't be more than 5 ago. I didn't. Yes, no. Yes, I did. I think it's in the Big Magic folder. I think. The only way out is through surrendering to that pain, just like we were talking about. Surrendering to the discomfort. Witnessing the discomfort of holding $100 in your hand that you're not going to spend. Witnessing and soaking in the discomfort of allowing the thought of more money coming into you. Allowing your energy to get bigger and hold more and expand more. So for me, what happened is a few days ago, I was scanning my own energy system with the thought of, where is the block? Where is the thing that doesn't keep me from drawing in and meshing upper and lower, because I'm disconnected from the lower chakras and the upper chakras energetically. So the vision that popped in my head, or the thing that popped in my head, was this big concrete slab. A slab of concrete about that thick, right through my hips energetically, all the way, front and side to side and back. So my work has been to imagine tools and helpers to dissolve that concrete. Breaking it doesn't work for me. That's not an image that works for me when I'm trying to move through something. I have to dissolve it and transform it. So I've been working with that for days. When I go to sleep, when I wake up. Now it has the appearance of Swiss cheese, but it's still there. And I know it's related to money because as it softens and becomes porous, more ideas are coming in. Oh gosh, just watch the replay. You'll get it. I was talking about a process you can use when you scan your energy system and ask for the information that you need for whatever blocks are keeping you from expanding into this next level of growth. Go away, dog. These damn dogs. They're our neighbor's dogs. What do we do about that? They've run wild their whole lives. They're not going anywhere. Oh well, the cat will come out of the tree eventually. And the starting process so you don't resist your discomfort, you accept it. You allow it in. You can even allow that discomfort and that anxiety to get even bigger and hold it with compassion and ask it, do you need to tell me something? Is there something we need to talk about? Yes. Perfect. The only way out is through surrender. Accept things as they are and admit that you have no idea what to do next. If you wait in that heartfelt moment of release, then a stairway will appear like magic, and all manner of synchronicities will show you the way. You're waving the white flag. I don't know what to do. I have no fucking idea. That's when it all opens up. Surrender, surrender, surrender. The rock bottom card is a sign that a miracle is about to occur, but only if you let go completely 100%. Let go completely 100% and allow the miracle. You'll start with a 20. Yes. Yeah, start with the amount you can handle. Start with the smallest amount that triggers anxiety. And then if that's a 20, then it's a 20. If it's a 50 or a 100 or a 500, sit with the one that hits you in that, it pushes you up against that limit, that happiness threshold. And if it's $20, it's $20, and you don't spend it. It's your tool. It's your tool for allowing 200s in and 2,000s in and 200,000s in. It's your starting point and a tool. You feel so anxious, breathe. Are you breathing? Take big, deep breaths. Make the space. Breathing into the anxiety creates space. It disperses it. We hold our breath so it becomes a very concentrated feeling. When we breathe, we expand it. We add air to it. We add light to it. And it disperses. It dissipates. And the more often you do that, you'll find you will get very comfortable. You love the part of me. I love the part of me that's anxious about money. That's such a great tool. I keep forgetting to use it. I love the part of me that doesn't believe I can have more. I love the part of me that doesn't feel like I deserve to have more. I love the part of me that believes that I need to give it all away. I love the part of me that keeps sabotaging my finances. And I love the part of me that wants to reach for something bigger, and the part of me that doesn't want to reach for something bigger. So often when you're going through change, and I find this in coaching a lot, oh good, you have one foot on the brake and one foot on the gas of the car, your life car. You're pushing the gas and you're holding the brake. So you've got this thing that can't go anywhere. Taking your feet off. Yes, I love the part of me that loves wanting more money. There's nothing wrong with that. And you can bring up your stories that way. I love the part of me that thinks that part is wrong. Yeah. So you got a foot on the brake, a foot on the accelerator, and you're stuck. Imagine just taking your feet off of both. Imagine just stopping, trying to drive out of that situation and finding the okay place of it just as it is right now today. Can you imagine that? You don't have to love it. You don't have to ever love it. You do have to accept that that's the way it is today. And then you make decisions accordingly. Is this what I want? Yeah, guilt for even thinking it's bad to want money. Self-sabotaging, we do it all the time. Embarrassment for wanting more money. We feel ashamed that we feel greedy. I love the part of me that's greedy. Try that. I love the part of me that's stuck. I love the part of me that thinks that all this trying to get unstuck is complete and utter bullshit. There's so many aspects of it, and analyzing it doesn't work. Yes. The critical thing is to breathe and be willing. Breathing and willingness. I love the part of me that keeps moving no matter the faults I see. I love the part of me that never gives up on me or on life. I love the part of me that knows what to do. Even if I consciously don't know what to do, that's another thing you can do, is you can say to yourself, I know what to do. And it will come to me. I know what to do, and it will come into my awareness. And I'm willing to have it come into my awareness. But please be aware that it coming into your awareness may be painful. It might hurt. It might be uncomfortable. You always know how to help others, which means you always know how to help yourself. Always. That's what I've done recently. That's what shifted for me, is turning the skills that I use with people in my coaching sessions on myself as best I can. It's very, very hard to do it for yourself. Yeah, I used to send myself emails. Sending yourself text messages is wonderful. It's wonderful. Yes. Yes. So if you were your client, if you were coaching yourself, what would you say to yourself about that $20 bill? You would say, honey, it's okay. Yes, so that's just where your work is, Susan, is to apply your advice to treat yourself like a friend. To treat yourself like your own friend, like your own client. So you would say to yourself about that money anxiety, you would say, it's okay. Just breathe, honey, it's okay. Just breathe. Just be willing. You can spend it and there'll be more. You can keep it and it's okay. No! She says, no, I'm not going to spend it. See, that's mine, is I don't want to let it go because I'm afraid that no more will come. I'm afraid that whatever I get, that's the end of it. It's the same thing I do with drawing. I draw, and once I get done, I'm like, that's it. I'll never produce another drawing. That's all I had. Yes, you have to be comfortable knowing that more will come, that you will do another drawing, that you will write another book, and you will write another poem, and you will take another great picture. So let's see what else we've got here today. We'll do one more, and then I got to go get the cat out of the tree. I'm sure he's getting tired of being in the camper, but I can't take him in the house with mites. It's a tangled up thing. When it's a tangled up thing, the best thing to do is take your hands off of it. Take your hands off of it. Don't analyze it. Yes, us too. Us too until now. We're going to shift it, though. Sorry, sucker, you up a tree. All you have to do is turn around and slap that dog. He will. He totally will. He knows where the food is. All you have to do is turn around and cut a bitch. If he had turned around and swatted that dog's actually scared of cats. If the cat doesn't run, she's scared to death of him. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Who cares? Just turn around, Ting. Call the firefighters. Yes. Well, I can't tell you how many times I've bullied my husband into climbing up trees with ladders. He would rather climb up the tree and deal with the cat than deal with me complaining. You need to come down from the tree. It's safe. It's safe. Oh, yeah, if we had some hot firefighters out of here, we'd be scoping that. So let's reach into the group and see what else we need. We'll do this one more and give the cat time to come down. There's an enormous expansion going on, and I always tell you guys my process so that you can use it for yourself too. So I will be excited to report to you in the next few days what has shifted, because it's shifting in my energy very fast, which means something external is going to show up very fast too. I know it. I know it because it's happened before. And I feel an enormous expansion in my chest and my solar plexus and my poor little root chakra that's like squeaking open a rusty hinge door. Poor little thing. It's been shut for a long time. Oh my gosh. Dry desert. So we're all dealing with some lack. Let's say we're resolving whatever areas of lack we have, and that's why this is coming up for us today. Dry desert. Which goes right along with the card we just read. So let's embrace our lack. Let's embrace our sense of deprivation today. Yeah. It's easier when it comes up for all of us, doesn't it? No. This is just my office space, but I do need to move the cat out of it. I'm allergic to cats. So because he's in here, I'm having to use my inhaler. So this is just for my office. I need to move him out of here, though. It's too small with him in here, and it's triggering my asthma. Okay, guys. Susan, maybe this one fits better for you. Dig deep for inspiration and truth. What, do you want to come? No, I can't give him up. I was going to say, do you want to come get him? But I already disappointed somebody about that. Poor Kim, bless her heart. She probably hates me by now. I love you, Kim. I'm sorry. I said, sure, you can have him. Then I was like, nope. Indian gave a cat. I'm so sorry, Kim. Dig deep for inspiration and truth. I do too. I like it a lot. Now is the time to become resilient and adaptable. So we got to dig deep when we're in the dry desert. I hope so. I know she was disappointed. Well, it was actually her mother, which makes it even worse, right? Her elderly mom. So sorry. My deepest, sincerest apologies. What else can I be? All apologies. Sorry. Sorry, sucker. See, you're right. It fits every situation. Sorry, sucker. I fell in love with a cat. I'm sorry. Ben, you're hilarious. Is your life presenting you with opportunities? You have a cat she can have. She just has to detour to Texas. Okay, so I think that we have, I feel like I'm coming out of this desert period. So for whoever's still in it, who's on the scope today or watching the replay, here you go. Is life presenting you with opportunities that seem to yield nothing? Have your ideas dried up? Does it feel like you're on an endless journey through a dry, hot, lifeless desert? This card reminds you that there are times when you're meant to become resilient as you journey through harsh circumstances. You're being required to conserve your energy until, after consistent effort, you reach the oasis you're searching for. Consider the creatures that live in these conditions. They have adapted to thrive in spite of their outer environment. In the desert, water, essential for life, can be found deep underground. Go deep within yourself now. Find your truth there. Let spirit sustain you while you locate the real source of your power, the real truth about who you are. Sometimes it's good if you're in a desert because then you're not distracted by externals. You're so dissatisfied with your external existence right now that you're kind of forced to turn inward and look inside, which is where your power is. And we say that all the time, but it's different to take it from here into here and even more into your belly. Like to really feel the power held in your own gut. It's extremely important. So it's possible that your dry desert life is just to make you go inside. Hi, Betty. Go deep within yourself, find your truth there, let spirit sustain you. Whatever it is you're asking about will not be found in the conditions you're in until you move past the surface of things and choose to do the real work and discover the answers deep within you. This may not seem like the most productive time, but looks are deceiving. This is a most important place to find what's truly right for you. Are you guys familiar with the bamboo? People use that a lot, the planting bamboo story. Bamboo thing. So when you plant bamboo, when you plant bamboo, plant the bamboo seeds, fertilize the ground, it takes 5 years to see results. 5. So for people who don't know, if you're a bamboo farmer, you're spending a lot of time tending ground that's showing absolutely no signs of life. None. Not a seedling, not a flicker. You just have to know that in 5 years, it's going to grow and shoot up like, how many feet? Like a zillion feet. Let's just say a zillion. So, day after day after day, you're tending your bamboo forest and you don't see anything. You have nothing to go on except just faith that eventually it will grow, which is true for our life. That's the reason that story gets told a lot. It's true. We don't see the results right away and we get impatient and we want to give up. We think that, well, I changed and I'm not seeing any change and so I'm going to quit. But it's often that we quit right before the breakthrough. It's often that we give up just before we crest the top of the mountain. The hardest part of backpacking when you're in the mountains is recognizing that when it gets the most steep is when it hurts your body the most, and you want to just throw your pack down the mountain and say screw it and go back to the trailhead and go stay in a hotel with a hot tub. But it's getting hard because you're almost at the top. So when you're almost at the top of a mountain, it's really steep. So you slow down. You have to go slower. You have to take tinier steps because you can't stride like you could when you were in the flatlands. The transitions are tough. Yeah, just like you said earlier. Just like we've been talking about. It gets hard right before it happens, right before you get to the top of that mountain and you're like, oh, hell yes. This is why I've been climbing. This is what I was looking for, and I didn't even know how beautiful it was going to be. But not giving up. Darkest before the dawn. Yes, we have all those little sayings because we know we have to keep telling each other, just keep going. Don't give up. And let spirit sustain you. When you're at that top and you're taking those tiny steps and you're watering the damn bamboo field and nothing's happening, you turn inward. You don't worry about what's going on outside. You don't keep running out to check for seedlings. You just focus inside. Sometimes the only way I got to a top of a mountain was to just chant inside. I had some Buddhist chants. Gate gate paragate parisam gate bodhisvaha means going, 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 beyond, beyond. Whatever, you can look it up. But I would just chant in my head because it would be so painful to try it. I mean, I was hiking in Colorado with backpack and, 35-year-old body at that time. And it was hard. It was some of the hardest things I've ever done. And by myself. So I didn't have anybody to outwardly spur me on. I had to just dig in and chant or pray or do one step, one step, one step. I used to say that sometimes too. I did one more step, one more step. You just dig in here, in your gut. Dig in. Reach for the source of all life. Not just the outside source, which ebbs and flows and comes and goes. Entertainment ebbs and flows. People come and go. Money comes and goes. But the internal source of that deep, calm place in you that knows that all is well, all is truly, truly, truly okay. It's all just a game. It's all just stuff. That part is inside of you. You will never find it outside, ever. You will never get it looking outside of yourself. It's inside. So if you're in barren circumstances, or if you're doing all these things that aren't yielding the results yet that you want, remind yourself yet. It's just an adventure that includes money. Yeah, me too. Yes. When you stop struggling, it will generally happen faster. When you stop fighting reality, things will shift. When you develop the willingness to say, I don't know what I'm doing here, but I'm willing to know. I'm willing to receive help. I'm willing to receive support. That can be another one that trips us up. It trips me up often, as not wanting help, which is really goddamn ridiculous if you think about it. To not accept help, that's kind of stupid. But I've done it a lot. But sometimes you have to get to the point where you're willing to accept help and receive help from outside of you, because God answers prayers through other people, correct? We want these things. Is he still up the tree?
Oh, I don't know.
I think so. I haven't seen him. I might have to get the cat treats. I don't know. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And it's okay. And I'm willing to receive help now. Sometimes some of us, that's the CDF you're trying to find? Really? Shift is your CDF? Susan just said something good and I missed it. Universe, I am willing to receive. I'm willing to accept help. No, but she may have. If we don't accept help, we're judgmental about those who do. Ooh, a core desired feeling. Danielle Laporte's work, the desire map. Help always. Always and always. Always and always. I love that. You need to feel shifted. Perhaps you need to reverse it and feel acceptance for the stuckness. I love the part of me that's stuck. I love the part of me that's got her feet in cement right now. It's okay. It's okay to have cement boots right now. Because the shift will often not happen when you're reaching for it. Yes, we do Desire Map becoming a manual shift car. You just got to change gears, that's all. The oils you're using, Carrie, are going to move you through a lot of whatever the stuckness is. But acceptance and surrender comes first. Thank you guys for putting up the website. CaddyshackDesigns.com, there's tabs at the top that say Desire Map. They say Enhanced Reiki, which can be a way to move energetically through your shifts, because my Enhanced Reiki sessions are, I scan you and see where the blocks are, and I feel them in my body, and we work through them. I'll give you the information to undo it, work with it yourself. And then I send whatever energy I can in support of that. Or the energy is there for you, and people accept as much as they can handle at the time. Time to make the French toast. Yeah, people who have taken my Desire Map workshops are like my best advertisers. Word of mouth has been the best advertisement. Looks are deceiving. This is the most important place for you to find what's right for you. Perfect. Then it will shift your financial struggles as well. Generalizing skills also from one area to another. If you've achieved it in one area, you will achieve it in another. Yeah. The taking your hands off the wheel, taking your foot off the gas and the brake, and looking at where you're stuck and find the blessings in it. In the situation that's not moving, look into it and ask it, what gifts do you have for me? What gift is in this stuck place that I'm not seeing? What am I missing here? Where is the beauty here? And is love available even here in this stuck place, this dry desert? A fortune cookie philosopher, a cat poster philosopher. That's what I keep hearing is to look for the beauty in the desert. Look for the beauty in the stuckness. When you're practicing the acceptance of it, ask it to show you the gift. Ask it to show you a philosopher. I got it. The flowers on the cactus, the smell of creosote bushes after a rainstorm is a most incredible smell, and you can't smell it anywhere else except in that ugly ass desert. Creosote bushes are one of the very few things I miss about the desert. I used to make creosote tea, which is dangerous. Don't do that. But it smells fantastic and it tastes really good too. But it's a risk. It's a personal risk that I took for some health issues that worked, but I don't recommend that you do that without taking full responsibility for your own health. The nights in the desert are amazing. A nice springtime refreshing blend from the kit would be purification and lemon. Maybe a dash of lavender. Purification smells very fresh and clean to me. Purification, lemon, maybe a touch of lavender. Trying to think of what else is in the kit. Lemon and lavender together is refreshing too. Stress away with a dash of lemon. Purification and lemon is a really good springtime blend. Yeah. That's all I have, you guys. Here's what I know. I'll end with this. This is the card I pulled earlier today before I got on here. We are always reaching for, and we are always living at our home. We're always striving to go home, and yet we always are home. We forget that we're at home. We forget. And it's okay. But that's where we're always going, is what we're always reaching for. That sense of home, that sense of happiness, that sense that everything is okay. We can access it right now in this moment. Wherever we're feeling stuck, wherever we're feeling deprived, wherever we're feeling lack of resources, we can reach in and say, I'm willing to remember that I'm home. So I'm going to read that to you, and then I am done. Your home is right now. Your home is where you are. Yeah, wherever you go, there you are. You belong in this world. I'm willing to remember I am home, and I love the part of me that forgets how to go home. Peace, security, safety, belonging, and all the features one would want from home are indicated now. The home card represents an invitation to experience what it's like to be secure in your own skin, to live comfortably no matter what is happening in the world around you. I am home now. I am. It is a time for opening your eyes to your tribe, yes, of like-minded people, or one special person who makes you feel like you've come home. Home is love, and love is all around you now. Whatever your inquiry, whatever you're struggling for, you are where you're meant to be and will reap great benefits by staying on this path regardless of where it leads. Home is always with you. It literally is where the heart is. There is nothing else beyond this moment and this moment and this moment. Yes. Yes, my friends, my loves, there's nothing but home. So all the things we scramble about, all the things we wrestle ourselves about is all in a desire to be home, and we're home. We can always be home. You're very welcome. I'm glad you came today. You're so welcome. You're very welcome. So, if you have a situation that's pissing you off, take your power back from it, do a ban on it, and say, sorry, sucker, you're not taking all my energy anymore. I'm going to pull back. I'm going to sit in my place of home. I'm going to feel my homeness. I'm going to sit where my home is, in my home place. And I'm not giving you my energy anymore. Sorry, sucker. All right, I love you guys. I'm going to go help a cat get down from a tree. Because that's what I do, yo. Bye, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Love you. Ooh, I don't have twin duty tomorrow. I love you, too. Bye.